Hello everyone. We will be starting with a new topic, that is parasitological significances of zoonosis. Now, what is this zoonosis, and what are the diseases that has been included within the syllabus that we will see. First, we will try to understand the zoonosis. So, in last decade, I should say, mm, over last 2 decades, there has been considerable change in the importance of certain zoonotic diseases in many parts of the world, resulting from ecological changes such as urbanization, industrialization, and diminishing proportions of persons working in the so-called primary sector. We do not know with what challenge nature will confront us in the world of constant interference with the ecology. Most of the infections of man that has been discovered in the last 20 years are shared with lower animal, and number of other diseases previously thought to be limited to man have now found in zoonosis. Reference may be made in various type of diseases. Encephalitis is there, meningitis is there, capillariasis is there, uh, Lassa fever, Ebola is there, which is having an animal link, has also been established. Among those zoonoses recognized today as particularly important are anthrax, plague, brucellosis, bovine tuberculosis, rickettsia, rabies, several common arthropod-borne viral infection. And the recent one that I should say, which is concerned with this topic, very much concerned with this topic, that is corona. Now, if we talk about the initial occurrence of the corona, it has come from two references we come to know. One is considered to be the pangolin animal. Is there? It is an anteater, kind of anteater, which is having a covering on its body, and second is the bats. So corona came from the bats. We all have read that in China people take the pangolin soup or bat soup, and in through that this virus has been transferred. There are some references in 1997, 98. They have mentioned this coronavirus, and they said that people who are in coming in contact with the animals, especially bats, they might get infection of this particular um disease. So, what is this zoonosis actually? Okay, so zoonosis, uh, plural, zoonosis was introduced by Rudolf Virchow in 1880. Okay, diseases shared in nature by man and animals, both very important. Disease shared in nature by man and animals means there are some diseases. I should differentiate this. There are some diseases which will happen only to specific species, and there are some diseases which will happen to specific what we say in phylum. Some of the, for example, if there are some viruses, that virus can infect only plants. They cannot infect animals. There are animal viruses separately, but in that also there is category. All animal viruses does not infect all animals. There are some viruses which will infect birds. They may not infect cats or dogs. There are some viruses uh, which we suffer humans, so we will have a different effect of that virus, and somebody else will have different effect of the virus. For example, HIV. It has been mentioned that HIV actually has been transmitted from animals to humans, and in one species of baboons in Africa, they are having this HIV, and because of the biting of that baboon to the person, he got infected, and because of this, it has been transferred to humans. But the effect on the humans was totally different as compared to baboons. Baboons, they are the carrier, but nothing happened to them. So remember, diseases shared in nature by man as well as animals. They also get the same disease, and it can be transferred from animals to man. There are very few diseases that has been transferred from humans to animals. Generally, animals from animals transmission has been occurred. So later in WHO in 1959 defined the zoonosis, those diseases and infection which are naturally transmitted between vertebrate animals and man, specifically vertebrate animal and man. So it includes only those infections where there is either a proof or a strong circumstantial evidence for transmission between animal and man. So when we call it zoonosis, there should be some proof that it was present in animal and it has been transferred from animal to man. Now in we are having some example out of these diseases, three diseases we are covering. So first one is actually rabies, second another one is there, and like bird flu is also has been included. Okay, so these are some of the diseases that has been transferred or they are present in animals as well as in humans. In last 2 3 decades, one more thing has been observed that there are some viruses which causes some diseases. Initially they were not infecting humans, but now they are doing it because of some mutation or whatever mixing of gene has been done. So this particular zoonosis concept is very important that you should know. The concept is important, then we will see the examples. So zoonosis, where it occurs throughout the world. Okay, it doesn't have any boundaries. Throughout the world, anywhere it can happen. The important effect on global economic health is well known. Just you look at the impact of corona itself. Whole of the world for 2 to 3 months was closed. Nobody was going outside, and it has a very large impact on many countries related with the global economy. So it has affected the global economy. You just think about that. Only few mm, industries were working. Rest of the world was just stopped. So if we talk about the economy, there are so many factors, but if some such thing happens, it is very difficult. Okay, so mm, how you control it? So what happens here, that we have seen that how China made the what we say the separation and its transmission has been carried out through China into the Europe, in India, and everywhere else in America. 100 years before, there was one more epidemic plague that too come from the Hong Kong area. Some ships come from the Hong Kong, in which some of the mice are having this infection, and when they come back here in Indian ports and they entered in the city, and because of that, the plague has occurred. So, very old, I should say, history of this zoonosis, and characterization was very important. So, important effect on global health, extending from international movement of animals and importation of disease to ban and import of animal products, restriction on other international practices. Okay, so surveillance is necessary. Uh, just look at the classification of zoonosis. We don't have too much of detail of zoonosis in the syllabus. Only you should have the concept, and then you come to know what are the examples, what are the effect, or what is the importance of animals in this transmission. So with the advanced laboratory techniques, there has been increased awareness. So according to etiological agents, etiological means what? It is a branch of knowledge concerned with the cause of specificity, or I should say a branch of medical science concerned with the cause and origin of disease. Etiology, remember, it is a branch of medical science concerned with the cause and origin of disease. So etiological agents, causing agents, okay, and their mode of transmission. So according to the causing agents, first only etiological agents we say anthrax, that is bacterial zoonosis, okay, brucellosis, plague. This is all bacteria based diseases, leprosis, salmonellosis, salmonella typhus, responsible for salmonellosis, leptospirosis, leprosy. Okay, leprosy. What we say code in Marathi language, that has been caused by this particular bacteria. Anthrax is there. Then viral zoonosis, rabies is viral based, arbovirus infection, yellow fever, influenza, bird flu, and now corona. These are all viral zoonosis. Rickettsia, in just previous lecture, or I should say in ectoparasites, we have seen that some of the parasites responsible for rickettsial diseases. So typhus, tick typhus is there, okay, Q fever is there. Then protozoal zoonosis means protozoa responsible for diseases. So toxoplasmosis, this is one of the example that we are going to study here. Leishmaniasis is there. Then helminthic is fungal based are there. Okay, so these are all etiological what we say agents responsible for some of the diseases. Now this is another classification according to mode of transmission. This is based upon the mode of transmission. So direct zoonosis is carried out. These are transmitted from an infected vertebrate host to susceptible host, man. For example, man is there by direct contact. So you come in contact with some mechanical vector or direct contact, something will happen. The agent itself undergo little or no progressive development changes during transmission. Example, rabies, anthrax is there. Okay, and leptospirosis is there. So in when they come in contact, infection takes place. Then cyclozoonosis, these require more than one vertebrate host species, but no invertebrate host is there. So vertebrate host species are there, no invertebrates are included for completion of cycle. Okay, teniasis. Okay, is like one example. Echinococcosis. Now metazoans, these are transmitted biologically by invertebrate vectors. So cyclozoonosis, they does not include invertebrate host, whereas zoonosis transmitted biologically by invertebrate vectors in which the agent multiplies and develop. For example, plague, arbovirus infections are there. Then you have a sporozoonosis. Now this require vertebrate host and non-animal development site like soil. So plant, material, pigeon droppings, etc. In that some infection will be there, and from there infection might takes place. Other than this, third category is about according to the reservoir host. So which host is having it and then it is transmitted. So there are many examples related with this. So anthropozoonosis, here infections transmitted to man from lower vertebrate animals. Example, rabies. Rabies transmitted from dog to animals. Okay, leptospirosis, plague, it is transmitted from mice to humans. Q fever, like that. Then zooanthroponosis. So infection transmitted from man to lower vertebrate. So I have already talked about from animal to man or man to animal. So anthroponosis transmitted to man from lower vertebrate. Zooanthroponosis, infection transmitted from man to vertebrate. Okay, streptococci, staphylococci, like that. Human tuberculosis in cattle and parrots has been observed. That can happen from humans. Then amphixenosis means infection maintained in both man and lower vertebrate animals and transmitted in either direction. Means can be transmitted from animal to plant, animal to man, or from man to animal, anything. So these three categories, I'll just sum it up. Three categories. Anthroponosis, first one, infection transmitted from lower vertebrate to animal. Zooanthroponosis, infection transmitted from man or humans to lower vertebrates or other animals. And third one, infection that can be maintained in both can be transmitted from man to vertebrates or from vertebrate to man. Okay, so these are main three things that you should know. Uh, Now, what are the factors influencing this prevalence of zoonosis? There are many factors which may cause this zoonosis. Okay, so ecological changes in man environment, handling animal byproduct and waste, that is occupational hazard. For example, there are many people who, for example, working in the poultry, or people working in some kind of farm, pig farms. So the waste from that area may have some infection, and if these people come in contact with those, they may get infection. Then environmental changes may cause these infections. Increased movement of man. Okay, means what kind of increase? That is the land development, engineering project work, pilgrimages, tourism, etc. So what happens? Exposed the people to contaminated food and water, leading to diseases like amoebiasis, okay, salmonellosis, shigella, like that. Then increased trade in animal product. Countries which import hide, wool, bone meal, meat, etc. Nowadays, there are international markets for the meat, uh, but at the same time, there is one more thing that is illegal, that is concerned with the trading of animals. Some exotic species, those are smuggled from one country to another. Especially in China, also there are some markets where you have all the animal market. It's total animal market. People can purchase from that area, and in that market there is a possibility, and there are some illegal, means internationally banned trading. Animals are not allowed. All kind of animals, especially the exotic species, are not allowed for transportation directly without permission. Okay, and even they are not allowed for eating, but people go for it. So trade, okay, from area where some of the zoonoses are. For example, now this has not happened, but as I have given you example of a plague, animal transferred, present in the ships which comes from the Hong Kong docks, come to India, and when they are come to India, these mice, they get transferred into the India, and the plague has occurred. So trade that can also lead to the zoonosis. Increased density of animal population. Okay, animal may carry potential risk of increased frequency of zoonotic agents in man. Example, dermatophytosis or tuberculosis, that can be transferred from animal. Okay, if their population increases, they will come in more in contact with the humans. Then this may happen. Transportation of virus infected mosquitoes, chikungunya fever. This is one of the best example that you can get. Infected mosquito, aircraft, ship, train, motor, and other vehicles bring the viruses into new areas. Yellow fever is also one of the example. Dengue is also one of the example. Okay, they are transported uh, from one area to another. Then cultural, anthropological norms. Okay, so in Kenya, this is just an example. Uh, People allow the dogs and hyenas to eat human dead bodies. Now, infected with hydrantidosis. Okay, this helps to perpetuate the transmission cycle of the disease. Now, this is just an example that in Kenya, some people allow this hyenas to eat human dead bodies. Now, dogs and hyenas are eating it. Now, hyenas is okay; they will go back to the wild area, but dogs will come in contact with humans again. And if such thing happens, then again the infection starts. So these are some of the factors influencing the zoonosis. Okay, now we will start with the rabies part. Okay, uh, first of all, in you should go through this part first, zoonosis, and then I should say that I will continue with the rabies in next lecture. Thank you.